Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Taurus. If Taurus is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. Well, hello, TT. All right, I need you to come up here. All right, let's get started. Go on, honey. You gotta get up on the chair there. All right. Everybody get situated. All right. So our card tonight is the King of Wands, or in the Thoth deck, this would be the Knight of Wands. And I only mention that because we usually read from the Thoth deck. This is another Thoth deck, but this is the Book of Thoth, and I won't try to pronounce the original French name. I will only completely, destroy it. I have no eloquence whatsoever, and I will not pretend that I do. All right, let's see what these tea leaves have to say tonight. And so if you haven't subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. And this one is a bonus reading. It's a bonus reading for Taurus. Okay. So, we have a TT. She is singing away, singing away. All right. So immediately I'm seeing this face. Okay, we have the eyes and the nose and the mouth, and it looks maybe like kind of it reminds me of maybe like some kind of elf, I guess. Some kind of like fae or humanoid, but not quite, right? And so I feel like in this time, in these either very dark months, although it's been quite warm this year for most of us, in the northern hemisphere, in America, that I know about America. I don't know what the weather's been like abroad, but in the south, I imagine it's quite warm. Okay, we're in these, and we're in the deep months of winter or the deep months of summer. And this is when I feel like we begin to get a little worn down by things, right? We're very much in a sleepy mood. Or I guess it could be that you're quite activated, although in the summer places where it's very warm and humid and, everything is growing, or maybe it's very dry and there's, hopefully not fires happening. But I know when I get to, late July, I'm going into August, I begin to get a little weary, right? I've been gardening a lot. I've been outside almost all the time, as many hours of the day as I can get away with. And this is when that kind of green man really starts appearing, that kind of elusive energy, the thing that is in between. Now, I feel the same way about the winter. These are the months of cabin fever, I live out on the prairie. I live in the northern part of the Midwest. So we are in the flatlands here, and we have the lakes. We have, very, very cold at times, but especially in the evenings or on those darker days, you step outside and the wind kind of whispers to you. Okay, and there's a feeling of these very elemental beings, intelligences, kind of wisping through your life. And this is the same in the summer, but it's a little different because it feels a little more, I don't know, what's the word? Maybe kind of lustful, haughty, and full, and to its point of ripeness, where the nectars are kind of, coming out of the side of the fruit, right? And so I look at this and I'm just thinking, I feel like you are very much in this place where everything feels quite intense. Now, if it is that there's so much, it is a almost sensual feeling, and that would make sense with the King of Wands, right? An overpouring of sensation, or if there is quite a sensation because of the lack of vibrant life. Right? It just kind of feels like the very minimum of things are in the air. We're kind of soldiering on through a lot. But when you have those quiet moments, when you really listen, it is talking to you. It is, it's bringing you the news of the day, and it is. I remember I watched a movie some years ago. I think it was called The Wind. And it was about a colonizer that they were living on the prairie. And a bit of this kind of extreme isolation. Okay. And so when you are in a place, especially if you come from somewhere where you've been around more people, you left your family maybe to start your own family, you go into a living situation where your neighbors are far off, you're in a very open and vast place, it's an unfamiliar terrain, you're basically on, it's like another planet, right? And then the whispers start coming, the spirits start visiting you, and this is a place that can become, what is this? Is this a little bit of a distortion? Processing information. Are there underlying mental health things happening? Yeah, probably that too. But there's also this space that is created in these extreme months of temperature and change in environment where, yeah, we really do. It's the veil is thin. It's not just the Halloween, right? Or the months that or the days and months we attribute to the dead visiting. There are so many intelligences among us. So many things. And, obviously you can tell maybe I'm a bit of an animist, right? So I feel like so many things are giving us information. And if this is in a very kind of logical way, we're taking data from everything all the time, right? If it is using words or, some kind of collective language, unconscious language or whatever, or if it's just pure data that we are taking in, it doesn't really matter. Okay. But there is life in all things, and we pick up on that, right? We have a bond. If it is on, the most microcosmic level, or, more, it's more overt than that. It does not matter. So I think in these times where there's an intensity or lack thereof, we are there to hear it. And so I look at this and I know some of you are like, it's one of her more esoteric readings. And yes, it is. It is. But yeah, it's there, and you feel it. There's something around you. I don't think that this is anything that is malevolent. I don't think this is a problem or anything like that. I just feel like you are aligned in such a way that your clarity, your intuition, your ability to perceive is there. And you have ears and eyes, ears to listen, eyes to see. And you're picking up deeply on your environment interacting with you. Okay, so I'm interested. I want to know what are you feeling, and I turn this a little bit and I see we have this beautiful image of a heart, and it is over kind of the back of a seahorse. And the seahorse to me is one of the beautiful masculine, although I know not all seahorses are masculine, but we know seahorses, as far as facts go, mostly for the fact that the male of the species carries the young, right? And this is definitely an oddity among animal beings, right? So when I see this, I think there is kind of this interesting configuration of the masculine, and this energy is really alive and well. This is a passionate, a beloved, a family oriented, a masculine energy of not only building, right? And we know, like deities like Shiva, this is the builder, the architect, right? But then we have this other aspect to the seahorse, which is to maintain, right? We don't usually, and for whatever reason, we don't usually think of the masculine as the thing that really maintains beyond legacy or leadership. But the seahorse definitely is a symbol where we know this masculine energy is in there. It is in every aspect of maintaining this whatever the setup is, domestically, family, business, emotional, and on all levels, right? Usually we would consider this as something maybe akin to, like the Queen of Discs, right? Or an Earth Mother, or, just the keeper of the fires. And so interesting. And then we have the heart. So I do feel like there is really this kind of almost perfected, mixture of great love, devotion, a very leaning towards probably education, really, really putting a lot of effort into cultivating the youth of the family, of the local community, or the direct community, and being a mentor, I think, a good role model, very, very much there's a mind for the future, right? Thinking about raising these young minds, raising them into a place of caring, of kindness, of taking care of one another, being of service, but also a strong foot in not only academic education, but I think in knowing how to do things, right? having skills, practical skills. And this seems like a very beloved thing, okay? I mean, this is, I believe beyond even any kind of amorous love. Although, you know, Taurus definitely, both, I would say, male, female, and other, not fully, you know, it's not like your life's work to be in love or to be, you know, kind of coupled up or in a place of having a partner or partners or whatever. But I think that it is definitely a priority. But I really believe, and I think that this is, anyways, it is my anecdotal experience with Tauruses that you all love your passions, your interests, the things that really form your beliefs about the world, what it matters, you know, what are your convictions, and how do you express those in your life. And as I see this, I think, oh, this is a person that really cares about helping others grow, while also helping yourself grow as a being, evolve as a spiritual being, evolve as a being that, you know, has, I think, equal footing in the physical realms, but also in those interior places. Okay, and I think that that's such a rare and beautiful quality. You know, I think that so many of us have a lot of trouble figuring out, how did these things flow into one another, right? How does this, how do we implement these spiritual aspects into our daily life, and how do we take our daily life, the things we learn there, and implement them into our spiritual life? So it's not that we're just mimicking things that we learn about, you know, religion or spirituality or magic or the occult or whatever it is, but really creating your own relationship with the divine, right? And finding the practices that really promote that. Speaking of love, this cat she's very, she's very, very happy right now. Trying to get mommy to go to bed, huh? Let's see, it's time to cuddle. Okay, so we also have a poppy right here. Okay, so there is a sense of, I think, dreams, even kind of, now you maybe don't have a fever. You hopefully are not sick or ailing, but I feel that you have something that you would almost call like a fever dream, almost kind of a delirious feeling at times. These are very intense dreams. They carry over into your waking life in the morning. I can feel that you kind of begin to rise, and there is the coloring of whatever dreams you've been having, and they are showing themselves in ways through, you know, synchronicities, signs, and symbols throughout your day, seeing patterns. And kind of it's like a little wink from the universe, right? And so this makes sense to me. This is also very much that, you know, the wand's energy. It really does just set everything aflame in your life. And it feels so interconnected, and, you know, like the spark is there, even in the most subtle and mundane. Now we also have two E's. Okay, we have an E here. We have an E, where are you? Right here. Okay, so I almost feel like maybe somebody with an E name. Or double E name. Maybe initials. Or they have two E's in their name. And as I'm saying that, I'm looking at this, and it looks like we have a person who is standing here next to a dragon, and there's a little dragon here as well. And so I wonder if you haven't had maybe somebody who you have taken care of, or they have taken care of you, and now in return, as you've gotten older, you take care of them. But they do have a tendency towards little moments of emotional eruptions. I think they also are very careful not to divulge too much about painful aspects of their life. And so at times I think it's kind of hard to understand where is this coming from, because they cannot or they will not speak about things that maybe you don't really know about them. And really, I think this has a lot to do with maybe a rough childhood, family dynamics that are just, they were difficult. And maybe they come from a time where you just didn't talk about those kinds of things. And so it has been kind of a life of attempting stoicism, but as they've gotten older and, into those more elderly years, there is kind of, we lose the ability to kind of always keep our composure, right? Not unlike when we're children. And so, and let me just say, I've always had the inability. I will cry if you look at me wrong. So, I get it. I can only imagine what I'll be like when I'm older, God willing. But yes, I think that, I think it can be very frustrating. It can be time consuming. It can be, emotionally, almost battering for you at times. And I think that the important thing here is for you to make sure that you are able to take time for yourself to decompress, hopefully have somebody to talk to. If you have, the privilege to have access to therapy, counseling, if you are a caretaker of some kind, maybe finding a support group. Okay, I know that they have a lot of those, especially if you're taking care of somebody who is having memory problems. And we know that when those memory cognitive issues come up, there is also that emotional dysregulation that can happen. So having people to talk to that understand what you're going through is really important, because it can be so isolating. Even within your own family, you might be the primary caregiver, and those around you, they don't see what it's like day in and day out. They come in, they maybe help here and there, but they don't see all of it. Especially also if the person you're taking care of still has the understanding and almost kind of they don't want to show other parts of the family or community those really bad days. So they leave it for when you are there, because they trust you, and that can be really hard to be the one going through that. So needing people that are like, yeah, I get it, I'm there, I'm there as well, I've been there, or so not only can you find these kinds of groups in person, but there are other places on the internet. If you've watched my videos, I always kind of say things like Reddit are really good for this, because it is more anonymous than other social media platforms where you use your name and your identity. On Reddit, you can be anonymous there if you don't share too many details and kind of, put your name on the account and all of that. Okay, so that might be a good place if you are not wanting people to really know, who you are. Now I also see a person sitting kind of in a lounge chair here. So I really do think that this is a time where you need to get some, not only rest. It's not just rest and sleep, but find some things for yourself that they're engaging, right? Things that you enjoy. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't have to be productive. Keep in mind, it does not have to be productive. Not everything we do in the day needs to have any kind of meaningful end, right? But I'm not necessarily talking about scrolling, okay? Find something that is helpful to you, that you can really get into. Something that you're working with your hands, or you're doing puzzles, or, you're creating something. You're problem solving a little bit, but it's enjoyable, okay? Maybe you like to go play cards with your friends, or go for a swim, crochet, or literally do puzzles or crosswords or something, but do something for you, okay? And don't put any value on, you don't need to measure that. It is valuable in that you are just doing something that you like to do, okay? And let's see. We have a person here with a dog. So I wonder if this one is literally a dog. Maybe you have, or it could be another kind of animal, but it feels like a companion. And I feel like this is one of the great loves of your life. And it's funny because this person has their thumbs up and they're kind of doing it at the animal. So I feel like this is something that needs to be confirmed, is that this is one of the great loves of your life, and you are one of their great loves, or you probably their great love. Hopefully they haven't had too many people companions. But I think that this is something that is so important to you. It is, and I have my cats. They've been with me for many years. I wouldn't be alive without them. Years ago when I was, okay, I had a little bit of a malfunction here. Forgot to put my cooling thing on the camera and it got too hot, turned off. But I was going to say, years ago, when I was in the worst part of my life, and hopefully that's the worst part. But I had my cats, and they, just being around them, watching them interact with me, seeing how they really just, they advocate for themselves. They do what they want to do. They tell you what they need. When they want love, they tell you. They're not gonna play any games about it. When they want to sleep, they will sleep. When they need water or food or new food, they will tell you. And it's and just on a very basic level, being around these beings, all the way on up to their, they are just highly spiritual. It is healing, and it really does. It shows you. It really shows you what it is to be stripped down of all of the complexities that we kind of take on, and I think that's important for all of us to be around at least once in our life. And so I see that this being, this beloved of yours, very important. Now, if they are with you now, or if they, you know, have transitioned, or maybe they will be coming into your life, you know, in the future, I feel like this is a really important thing, and it wanted to be confirmed. So, let's see. I think that was the big thing here. We also have a hook. Hi. We have a hook. So I kind of feel like you, I kind of feel like there's something. I'm thinking in my mind, I'm looking at this, and it's almost like a, just like a little, like if you think of, what is the Tinkerbell, like the little fairy light. And it's something that has caught your attention. It is something that feels almost kind of uncanny in the landscape. And, I feel you very drawn to it. And, and I can feel like it seems like it could be a person. And I almost feel like it's like there's somebody who really stands out in maybe your workplace or somewhere social, but or maybe it's like in your church, or I don't know, but they're very different. They're very different. And it's not necessarily like something overt, but there's something about their energy that is so different, and you're so drawn to it. I feel like this is a person that you like could speak your language, right? Like they just know something about life in the way that you know something about life. And I can almost see like a crowd of people, but they're standing out. They're like this light in this crowd of people. And I feel like this is going to also, you know, and something about this time, you really are focused on these feelings of the things that really bring that heart that is aflame, right? With the animal companion, with the work that you do spiritually and otherwise, with how you probably relate to maybe this person that you care for and who has cared for you, because there's a devotion there as well. And I think that it's almost like you're in this part of your life where you're looking at these things, and you know, sometimes they feel like you're carrying the world on your back, but they also feel like, you know, the most divine blessings as well. And you know, I think part of what is so special about you is that you find the love in the subtle, you know, and this is what I mean by you are able to take that spiritual and bring it into your mundane, and the mundane into your spiritual, because it's you don't have to read a book to figure out that, you know, the spirit is in all of the things. Spirit is with you all the time. You know, that the beloved is in all things, even those really difficult, and maybe even more so, right? You knew this. You've always known this. I think at times you even maybe think how strange it is that other people don't live this way. They don't perceive the world this way. Well, most people don't. They don't. It takes a lot of years sometimes to even begin to glimpse it. But here you are. You know, and that's that King of Wands energy, definitely. Okay, let's take a look. We have the Mary Magdalene Oracle cards, okay, and these are from Megan Watterson, illustrations by Moonjube. And I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to flip through, stop where it feels right. And it says, resurrect in this life. Resurrection. The ego dies and the soul rises. The ego dies and the soul rises. I almost feel like is that light we were talking about? I love these cards so much. They're beautiful. Okay, Taurus, I want to say thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such a pleasure. It is a privilege and an honor to be able to do these readings and for you to share the time. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel so much. If you haven't subscribed, please think about doing that. It is free to subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. And if you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I'd love to hear from you. What else? Oh, if you have a small business or a channel, some kind of service you'd like to share, if you go to the community post section, there's a post at the top. You can share your info there. The list is growing, lots of people going on there and sharing. And if you don't, but you are looking for, something to look at so you can kind of see other people advertising, go check out their channels, go watch their videos, go, check out their Etsy stores and websites and things. You might find something really interesting. I know I check them all out because I want to see, who's on here, who is passing through, or who has kind of become family here. And there are a lot of people that feel that way. So I like to have this little space so that we can lift each other up and help each other get on and promote each other's work, and I think that's super important. So also, if you do have something to post, or you want to go look at even longer list, my husband, Dove and Serpent Tarot, his name is Paul, he has the same post in his community section, so you can go over there and look. There are a lot more subscribers on his channel, so there are tons of posts on there. And you, please, if you want to add your info on there for tons of people to see, go do that. Definitely. I know, because we've done these posts before, people have said, yeah, I got quite a few subscribers, I've gained more customers, I've been linked up with new people, and so definitely a good and free way to do it. All right, Taurus, I'm off to bed. It's time. The cat says it's time to go to sleep, Mom. So I'm going to listen. All right. I love you so much. Thank you. And we will talk in just a couple days. Goodbye.